All right, welcome back. In our takeaway today, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback from you about our interview Monday with Congressional Oversight Panel Chairwoman Elizabeth Warren and her call to action about fixing the financial system and why it is so tough to get Congress to do any meaningful reform.
It's always easier not to pass something, to block something, or if you do pass something, to weaken it. And the financial services lobby is out in full force. They are thundering through the halls of Congress.
Here's some response that we've gotten from viewers. One wrote, great session with Elizabeth Warren. Please have her back on a regular basis to keep focus on the problem as she sees it from her vantage point. We will do everything to do that. Another viewer said, Dr. Warren addressed 3 areas to address when contacting our legislators. Can you provide us with those talking points? So let's do that right now. Dr. Warren lays out what she says are the components of real change on Wall Street. Take notes. We'll put this on the web. We'll give it out to Arianna Huffington and all the rest of them and see if we can get this out to the people. Professor Warren says we first need a Consumer Financial Protection Agency to stop economic risks like bad mortgages. You heard Representative Frank talk about that today. She also is calling for tough regulation of those credit rating agencies, those who are rubber stamping AAA to the AIGs of the world. And of course, a big issue we were just discussing, the big banks themselves. Professor Warren says we need to create new laws to protect consumers from too big to fail. Supervising too big to fail is not protecting you from too big to fail. You have to get rid of too big to fail. Warren says the best way for the average citizen to make something happen is to write, email, or call your congressperson to get laws to make sure too big to fail never happens in this country again. Congressman Barney Frank reinforcing that very message earlier today. Here are his thoughts.
Votes will beat money. Money will beat a vacuum. If my colleagues don't hear from the citizens, then money will win. But if they hear from the average citizen, we can beat the big money. So I hope they'll call in.
So how do you get involved? How do you make your mark? The first step, heed the call to action. Understand that there are aggressive people flying on airplanes to Washington, D.C. to make sure the status quo stays. So go to Dylan.msnbc.com. You can email your congressperson. You can email me. You can Twitter me at twitter.com. Yes, I'm going to start Twittering now. Arianna Huffington and so many others are very aggressive in their efforts to try to make sure this communication goes to Washington.